Team Daym.
Now, I talked you into a coma, and I know a lot of you can't wait to get back to your classrooms and take in all that great education that you're going to receive today. But before I get up out of here, does anybody have any questions? So on YouTube I do what they call the fast food reviews. I go to a few restaurants from time to time when they book me, but if by chance Subway comes out with something new, McDonald's comes out with something new, Burger King, Wendy's, mom and pop shops that reach out to me, I just kind of do the food review for it. I get paid to give my opinion on food. Anybody else have any questions? Oh, we got a question up there, all right.
What made you decide to start doing this?
What made me decide to start doing food reviews? Again, it was just, I didn't really think this is what I was going to be doing. I just kind of started throwing food reviews on my channel, and as it started picking up with the views, and then everybody started commenting and saying how much they enjoyed me doing food reviews, I just kind of kept going. And for those of you that have a YouTube channel, you're trying to figure out how to grow your YouTube channel, that's exactly what it is when it comes to YouTube. It's listening to your audience. It's actually reading those comments. It's actually checking out the analytics, which breaks down what individuals enjoyed, which videos of yours that they loved. And you kind of know what direction to go in from that point when it comes to YouTube. So now, when something comes out, it's not me no longer really watching commercials or receiving a message in email about something new coming out. It just happens to be every last individual that's watching my videos, they're now just putting up requests. My whole entire videos just get filled with requests. Individuals that work at these establishments like, dang, listen, next week, such and such is gonna come out. And then it becomes a wide range of individuals requesting the same item. That's usually what I jump on. Any more questions out there? Oh, got a question at the top. So my very first video on YouTube, and I remember, it's not even up there anymore because if you go to check it now, it's gonna be the McDonald's frappe that they had released. But I actually started my first video in 2008. And I remember having the Xbox 360 when it first came out. And I remember receiving what we call the red ring of death. And that's when your Xbox started messing up and it wouldn't play any of your games. So I decided to do a comedy sketch about that red ring of death using the operation board. Because you know, every time you get that buzzer, you get the little red nose that lights up on operation board. So I was just kind of making fun of the Xbox 360. So my first video on YouTube was the Xbox 360 red ring of death.
Can I actually ask you a question? Sorry. I'm just curious, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given? Who gave it to you and why was it so important? How did it impact you?
The best piece of advice that I was ever given definitely came from my mother. Because she would always just tell me to keep pressing forward regardless of what anybody tells you. She said, you're gonna go on and do something great. And she was telling me this when I was young and hard-headed and never ever really listening. But she made sure to keep instilling that in me as I grew and became older, going on through life. And then when I got to that point of realization that now I'm fully making a change in my life and I'm doing big things, it's like I'm making my mother proud, you know? And it's great to see that smile on her face every time I go out to visit, because my mother is everything to me.
Hi, I wanted to ask, how old are you?
37, man, 37. I'll be 38 in September.
And, well, what was like your favorite food that you eaten, or whatever?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I get that question all the time. And because of the Five Guys video going viral, everybody automatically thinks that it's a double cheeseburger.
Oh, the double cheeseburger?
You're exactly right. It is the double cheeseburger with extra crispy bacon. Like, when it comes down to something that I need to have in fast food, if they can do it the right way, it has to be a double cheeseburger with extra crispy bacon. That's how it's going
We have another question over here.
What inspired you to do what you love to do today?
You know what's crazy? My inspiration came from, I definitely have to say, Adam Richmond when he was doing Man vs. Food. He doesn't do it anymore. He changed his lifestyle over. But I remember I'm sitting there watching him on TV, and not so much all the food that he devoured, but I'm like, there's an individual out there that's dealing with food, that's getting paid to deal with food. How can I make that happen? It was always a question that I asked myself. And now I'm an individual that gets paid to deal with food. So the inspiration came from Adam Richmond.
We have one more question over here.
All right.
When they hired you in the restaurant, like how much money did they pay you? Exactly.
Well, let's put it like this. I never ever really truly discussed what I make, but I'll tell you this much. At my highest paying job, when I worked for somebody else, I now make more than I did at my highest paying job. And at my highest paying job, I was making $75,000 a year.
Through this whole journey, were there any obstacles, any time where someone told you this is not a good idea or you shouldn't do this, where you really had to believe in yourself? And how did you do that?
Right from the very beginning. When I first started doing fast food reviews, I mean, from my friends, even from my wife, she was like, well, I don't know what you're doing. And it was like, you put a whole lot of time into playing around with these food reviews on YouTube. You better just focus on work. I had to be my own support system in the beginning. I would say for like the first year and a half, it was just me on my grind, believing in myself, and to continuously keep putting out content. Because that's what drives your YouTube channel, is you being consistent. Your YouTube channel won't grow if you decide to put out one video for the year or one video every few months. It's gonna grow with you believing in yourself and having a passion for what it is that you do. If you jump on YouTube, you don't necessarily have to do food reviews. You can, I see a lot of ladies being beauty consultants out there and helping out other individuals in the generation to go ahead and get their makeup game right. I see a lot of gamers out there, male and female, showing you how to run through a game with different type of walkthroughs. You have life hacks, you have how-to courses. On YouTube, you can film anything. You can film everything. You never know what's gonna take off. But the biggest thing, of course, is believing in yourself. You're not gonna get the greatest support from day one on anything that you decide to do. You just have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing it. Individuals will come later on and start believing in you then, once you start making your way through life. But at the very beginning, it's just you. It's almost like somebody just kind of flicked the lights out. You're just there by yourself in the dark. You have to create your own light, and then you have to get with outside that box. That's what it's about.
Thank you. There's another question.
What advice would you give to someone who felt like they didn't really have a future, like they weren't going to do anything with themselves?
It's a great question.
It is a great question. My advice that I would actually give is every day is one day at a time. You can't just come running out the gate knowing what it is that you're gonna do. And if every day has seemed negative up to this very point, you're probably right. There probably were negative days, but there were also days that you were above ground. The only negative day that ever exists is the day that you're no longer here to share smiles with everybody else. The day you're no longer here to spend time with your family and friends. The dead can't do much of anything at all. But every day above ground is a great day. That's how you start your day. And then what happens through the course of the day, let it happen. That's gonna create who you are. The good, the bad, the indifferent, that's gonna create who you are. I might be great on YouTube, but I still have bad days. I smile through those bad days. I don't let individuals see me broken. I don't let individuals see me down. Most importantly, I don't let my daughters see me broken or see me down. My bad days have nothing to do with them. Because every day they have above ground has to be a great day. So I'm gonna go above and beyond to make sure that my kids have an excellent day.
Yo,
Yes, sir.
what's your goal in life?
Team